Hello and welcome to the Good Morning Atomy podcast. I'm your host JP and today I'm joined by Uliana.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. I'm super excited to be on the podcast today talking about content, which is probably one of my favorite things about Atomy. So hope it goes well.
I mean, I've been buzzing about this one, since when we planned all these ones. And you were someone who I was really excited to talk to content about because I know that that's something that you enjoy doing and
Absolutely.
It's kind of a passion of yours. So
Yes.
I think it'd just be good to, I suppose, kick off by just telling people a little bit about yourself, your background, perhaps why you got into Atomy. The floor's yours.
Thank you. So I've been working with Atomy probably for about a year now. My mom introduced me to the company. At first I was a bit skeptical. I thought it was just another MLM company, but as my mom gave me some products to try, I was really impressed by the quality. So I kept trying new products, and that's how I got into Atomy and doing business with Atomy as well.
What was the product that kind of opened the doors? Which were the skincare products? Were the vitamins? Which ones was it first?
Definitely skincare. I remember the first product I ordered was the hydrating set, but like the old version, before they did the Hydra brightening set. And it was fine. In the beginning, I was just enjoying using it, but later when I saw results on my skin, I was really ready to do the business part of Atomy as well.
Yeah. I mean, how did you find that transition? Was it smooth, or was it when you first became a proper member and you signed up and everything? How did you find the process?
I signed up as a consumer because I'm from Ukraine, and Ukraine hasn't launched yet office in Ukraine. So when I moved to England and when I heard that Atomy was coming to England, I transitioned to the distributor status, and it was pretty easy. I just had to submit some documents and to come up with a strategy of how to start building my business.
Yeah. I mean, I know we kind of going to be talking about content, but how did you find building up the initial sort of relationship with people? Did you struggle, or do people object? Or
Yes, in the beginning it's always much harder. At first I was telling about Atomy, at first I was telling my friends about Atomy, and then they tried the products, they kept using the products, so that's how my confidence grew. And then I started making online content because I knew that if I wanted to become good at the business aspect, I had to be out there, I had to present myself, present the products.
Absolutely.
And just to say a little bit about content and the importance of content, we all, those who are members of Atomy, we all have the same access to the same companies. So we all have to have some kind of unique selling point as a person before we try to introduce people to the products. So that's why I think it's extremely important to create your own content, not just to use the pictures from the internet, but to really use your own ideas to create unique content.
Absolutely. And I think that that's something that people often underestimate, and that for me is, pretty much how you caught our attention, because we noticed that your content was different to other ways, and it might be that you might just have a creative eye. I know you have a background in music and things like that, so I know that you are quite creative.
Thank
anyway. But you're right. It's, I suppose, when you first start this business, it's a different way of doing things, because most other businesses and other MLMs, you don't necessarily have to put yourself out there as a person, and be it that people buy from people, you have to create like a connection with people online as best as you can.
Yeah, I would say it's building your own brand, especially if you are a part of an MLM company. You have to be unique, you have to stand out, because how would people choose between two Atomy Sales Masters or two Atomy partners? They have to see something that they like from the content that you make, and you also can tell people about your inner values, your things that you enjoy, things that you like by creating content.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Right, so let's dive in then. Let's kick off with some of these questions. So, yeah, can you tell me about the types of content that you often make and perhaps who inspires you?
Yeah, sure. So I usually make different types of contents, but they would be in two distinct groups. The first one is the content that I make for people who are not yet Atomy members, or those who are but who only consume Atomy products. So I would make Instagram videos or pictures. I would make short videos. I had a series called 1 Minute, 1 Product videos.
Oh, I love that.
So I would condense
Write that down.
I would condense the information about why it's important to take a certain food supplement, and then I would tell people about the advantages of Atomy food supplements. And then I also make content for my team members, and that would be more training, educational content about Atomy as a company, about the compensation plan, and that would be my YouTube content or Zoom meetings that I record and then post online.
That's quite impressive. I have to say, it's quite impressive. Because I don't know if people picked up on it, but there's two sides to the business ultimately. Then, so you have the education side, and then you have the kind of commercial side. And it's interesting how you kind of defined both of them, and how you said that you have to adjust and create appropriate content for each.
Yeah.
How do you find, like, what kind of made you start with that 1 minute, one product?
Well, first it's the format of Instagram videos. I think if it's up to a minute, then you can post it on your profile, and then Instagram can promote it more easily.
Sure.
And also people tend to watch shorter videos rather than long ones, especially in the Western context. I know where I'm from, people like watching long lives or
Oh, really?
It's quite a different context, so I had to adjust when I came here as well. But yeah, I just thought, why not try the 1 minute, 1 product video? It's short, I can keep it moving, I can make it interesting. So yeah, that's how I did it.
I think it's really, really good. And I think that you're right when you say that there is a cultural difference in our kind of attention span.
Yes.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird that we have kind of subscribed to this like instant gratification, like you need to look at it now, and you know, if you don't draw me within the first 3 seconds, then I don't even want to hear from you.
Yeah, that's why platforms such as TikTok and then Instagram Reels became so popular, because as soon as you open the app, you are faced with a lot of noise, a lot of colorful pictures, and your brain, even on a chemical level, gets used to all the irritation that it gets from the smartphone. So
we press on. So what types of content outside of Atomy are you you don't have to name the names of the content creators or anything like that, but is there any like brands or what, when you're say on your phone and you know you're kind of doing market research, if you like, what types of things inspire you, or what do you sort of take note from?
Yeah, so I like just browsing Pinterest for different picture ideas. Also, I like following small skincare content creators because sometimes they have really good picture ideas that I use for my own pictures. And also, I like watching YouTube videos. Can I name the creators or?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So I like Hiram's videos about skincare products. I like Beauty Within videos. They really explain the chemistry and the, why some products are really good for your skin. So I like taking ideas from their videos as well.
Yeah, because then you can kind of see how they communicate with their audience and tailor yours around that, and you know, but you just put the Atomy spin on it. It's very clever. I like it. I like it. Is there kind of, so how do you kind of deal with the feedback that you get from when you make the content? Like, so when you've created the commercial or educational content, how do I suppose the members that you associate with the most, how do they respond?
Yeah, I usually get positive feedback, but I like any kind of feedback. Even if it's a negative reaction, it's still better than nothing. So yeah, I usually have quite a few of people reposting my content. My sponsors repost it to their pages as well. So I like getting interaction from my followers, because I think it should be a both way interaction,
Oh,
not
gotcha.
just you posting,
Absolutely,
but also
yeah.
getting feedback. So I'm really open to people commenting. I try to engage them in the comments and to respond to everything.
Do you often find that your content goes kind of through the member barrier into kind of this like open space where people who aren't familiar with Atomy or have heard of Atomy kind of respond or comment?
Yeah, sometimes it does.
Yeah.
I think my page mostly has Atomy members as followers, which is fine. I think I follow a lot of Atomy members myself for inspiration. But I do get quite a few of non-members commenting and asking about the products, which is probably my main purpose of creating content.
Sure. Yeah. That is it, really, isn't it? It's because in this business, you can't just rely, I suppose, on HQ or Atomy UK or whoever to wait, because albeit that we love making content for you guys, we sometimes, have to deal with the events, we have to deal with this, and sometimes it's not quick enough, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So what we try to do, and it's great that you do this anyway, is look for innovative ways for you guys to kind of have almost like a starter pack and go out and create your own content,
thank you.
create about a buzz. So I'm really, really happy that you.
And thank you for your work, for all the content that you create. But I do think that if you are into Atomy business, you have to become a content creator, and you have to become independent if you want to be a leader, if you want to become a sales master and above. You have to train your people. So yeah,
Absolutely. So let's move on to the next question. So when you're trying to think the best way to say this, but when you're kind of watching other content, be it from members or from those who inspire you or brands that are inspiring you, how do you kind of take that in and then think about how you're going to use it later on? Do you take notes? Do you watch it again and again and again? Like, do you practice your kind of presentation techniques? Like, how do you do that?
So I don't want my content to look exactly like someone else's. So I usually just save a lot of ideas that I come across on Pinterest or on Instagram. And then I have like a mood board on Pinterest that I use for my content. So it's really, maybe on a subconscious level, my brain accumulates all those ideas. And then when it comes to actually creating content, I already have a certain picture in my mind of what I want my content to look like. So I would say it's constantly doing market research, like you said, just looking for ideas, and then I get props, I get photo backgrounds that I use. I choose a color scheme for my page, so I try to stay within the same colors. And then
I was going to say, looking at your content from our perspective, is like what I loved most about it was not only I can see that there's progression and you're always trying to innovate in the way that you do things, and obviously come up with themes like the 1 minute product thing, but the thing that I personally love the most, and the thing that I always champion with our team here, is consistency. And when I say that, I mean like consistency in the content and the professionalism, the standard, the delivery, everything like that.
Oh, thank you.
And I think that you're doing a very, very great job at doing that. So
thank you. No, I love improving. I love always creating new content, and I also listen to different educational videos on how to improve my content. But funny you should say that, because I haven't been that consistent recently. I have to get back into the flow of things. But I try to post at least 2 or 3 times a week.
That's good.
Just
that's
to
really,
keep
really
my
good.
audience engaged.
Can you, I know we're going a little bit off piste here, but before you kind of put yourself out there, were you scared? Like, how did you feel? Have you done any of these types of YouTubes or commercial type of videos or images or anything like that before?
I haven't. No, I think the
Wow.
first video that I recorded was last summer, and I was very nervous in front of a camera. I was also trying to over prepare so that I would compensate for the nervousness. But I think because I had editing tools, I just took it like 1 minute at a time, and then I edited. So I think it's a skill that you can develop, and the more you do these, the more you become confident and fluent in what you do.
So you're completely self-taught then?
Yes, I guess you would say that.
That's really good. That's really good. So do you mind just telling people a little bit about perhaps your setup? So which camera you have, which editing software you use?
Sure. Yeah, I just use my iPhone camera. I got a decent phone because I do think that the quality of the videos and pictures is representative of the quality of the product. So I want it to be as high as possible. In the future, I hope to get a proper camera. But then, I just use my phone, set it up in my flat, choose a nice looking background, and then film the videos, edit with just my iMovie software, which is an Apple Mac software.
It's free as well.
Yeah, that's the main reason why. Yeah, but I still had to kind of teach myself to use that software. But as you get into how it works, it becomes easier with time.
Absolutely, it's time, and I think that as you said, you've been doing this for over a year now, so you feel kind of more comfortable doing it.
Yes, absolutely.
And you're now kind of used to putting the phone on the tripod, standing in front of it, and going, "Today I'm going to talk about X," or I'm going to talk about this or that.
Yeah.
So
right.
I think it's a good credit to
Thank you.
You and your kind of progression. So that's good.
Thanks.
Okay, we're going to go to a break now, but afterwards we'll have some more questions about content, and there's lots more to learn, so stick around.
피부 재생에 탁월한 온천이 여기 어디라고 했는데 여긴가? 온천이 좀 특이하네. 깜짝이야.
피부는 푸석푸석한데 예민해서 아무거나 못 쓰는구만.
네? 네.
피부 관리를 무턱대고 하니까 그렇게 시뻘겋지.
효과는 좋은데 성분은 착했으면 좋겠고.
기다려봐. 호랑이들이 다쳤을 때 병풀에 뒹굴었다는 거 알고 있어? 병풀 추출물에 병풀 디에마데카 소사이, 병풀 펩타이드, 병풀 세라마이드. 이런 거 이제 다 필요 없어. 이 4가지면 피부 관리 끝이야. 자극적이지 않은 부드러운 거품의 약산성 젤 클렌저로 피부를 순하게 세정해주고 피부 본연의 pH를 맞춰줘. 자연 친화적인 센텔라 카밍 컴플렉스 100%를 적용한 토너는 닥토하거나 퀵수분 팩으로 촉촉하게, 각종 병풀 성분에 피터코어줌을 적용해 만든 앰플은 얼굴 전체에 발라 즉각적인 진정 효과나 2-3번 레이어링해서 피부를 강력하게 보호할 수 있어. 헤카 올리오줌으로 피부 보호막을 풍성하게 형성하는 진정재생 크림은 수면팩으로 활용하거나 꿀광 메이크업 기초로 활용해봐.
더마시카 제품들 많던데 다 똑같지 않아요?
애터미 더마리얼 시카는 민감성 피부 자극 테스트 엑설런트 등급 획득, 하이포 알러제닉 테스트 완료로 알러지 유발 확률이 낮음을 인정받았어. 좋은 제품 많지. 많은데 나한테 딱 맞는 제품 찾기 힘들잖아. 애터미 더마리얼 시카는 워낙 순하고 효과도 좋으니까.
피부 재생에 이만한 것도 없지.
민감해진 피부를 한 방에 구조해주는
애터미 더마 리얼 시카. 좋다. 언니 여기 자주 와요?
여기 내 거야.
Hello and welcome back for those who are listening or watching. So I have Sales Master Uliana with me, and we've just been talking about how to make content, lots of exciting things like bits and bobs, what software to use and things like that. But now let's get on to the next juicy section.
Sounds good.
Let's see what we have. So the next question I wanted to ask you was really about the future strategy and how are you going to plan things out for the rest of the year? Is there anything that you want to do or,
Yeah, it's a good question. I usually don't plan that far ahead. So I just usually plan my week, and I actually have quite a few of content that I already filmed. So I just need to edit it and plan how to post it. But if we talk about the strategy in general, I usually try to mix it up, like one educational video about the product, one video or picture with captions about the company, and then just a generic post about self-care, healthcare, things like that.
That's good. That's good. I was just about to ask you actually. So when you kind of strategize, do you think about themes? Do you think about the months, the weather? Do you kind of try and match the products to the weather? So, for example, you know, if it's really, really cold, you might talk about the hand cream or something.
Yeah, definitely. So I make it seasonal. If, for example, it's Christmas period, I know I have to make some videos with Christmas decorations and things like that. Also about winter skincare. And then when spring is coming, I'll probably be incorporating some flowers in my pictures just to make it more feel like spring.
Sure.
So yeah, definitely thinking about the current season.
Do you use any scheduling tools or anything, or do you post yourself? Like, so there's platforms where you can kind of you upload the content to them, set a timer, write the caption, and you leave it. Or
I've heard of those. I don't use them. So when it's YouTube videos, I just do the premiere straight away, and then when it's Instagram, I have an album in my pictures, in my photos, with all of my Instagram pictures. So when I make a new one, I upload it to that album, and I can see if it works with the other pictures. So that's the only planning tools that I use.
Okay, no, that's good. I mean, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, if it isn't broke, don't fix it.
I know. I try to keep it low
works.
maintenance, to be honest. Just if it's more sustainable that way for me.
Absolutely. Do you kind of educate the members that you associate with a lot of the time? Do you see anyone kind of, I don't want to use the word copy, but do you see anyone kind of use your words of wisdom, and have they sort of started making their own content?
Yes, some of them have. I think, because I love Instagram and YouTube. I think they are great tools. I try to tell my team members to be on social media as well. It's also about overcoming your fear. So I try to coach them into, being confident and really putting themselves out there. And some of them have taken my advice, not as many as I would like, but I still try to inspire them. And if I remain consistent, they can see that, and they will start doing something themselves as well.
Absolutely. I can agree more. And I think that it's great that you've just said that you're teaching others. I think that's
thank
good.
you.
And it's always nice to learn whilst you're learning,
Absolutely.
No, that's good. I think it's perfectly fine how you're doing it, and I think that it's working. So you're getting cut through. You know, you've even caught RI and other subsidiaries within the Atomy universe, if you like. So you're on the road to recovery.
Thanks.
All right, I have a bit of a kind of off-piste question for you. So, if I had a magic wand and I could develop one part of your content in, it was like abracadabra, bang, and something would be immaculate or perfect, what would it be?
I would probably tell you what the hardest part of making content is, and that's the part that I would want to be magically improved, and that's video editing for my YouTube channel.
Interesting.
I still have a couple of videos that I filmed, and I can't bring myself to edit them. It's the most dreaded part for me. So if you could do that, teach me how to install some software in my brain, how to edit a YouTube video.
I think there might be. I think there's a science fair around the corner. Let's go.
Oh, that would be great.
I get that, and I think that I think, if I'm honest, that a lot of people's fear of doing this and putting themselves out there on the video kind of side of things is the editing, because you want yourself to appear confident, like happy, and engaging and all of these mixture of things, and it's difficult to capture that.
I watched a very helpful video of yours about how to position yourself in a camera set and about the light, really basic things, but nonetheless helpful to Atomy members. So what would be your advice to those who don't feel confident, who get nervous in front of a camera, but still want to be out there? What would you tell them?
There's one piece of advice that I wouldn't use that is often used, and that's like, imagine everyone, naked or whatever the, the corporate advice is or whatever thing. Yeah. But when I tend to do things like this, and just for context, my background's purely more behind the camera in TV, like researching and writing. But when I've had to do things like this and be in front of camera, I don't take myself too seriously. I think that's what it is when people watch themselves back on camera, or they're looking or hearing their voice or anything like that, like, oh, they're cringing, like, oh, I don't like that, and they want to get rid of every single small imperfection.
Yes,
but you can't really do that, and to be kind of great and project and kind of hold the room, as it were, you need to be able to have a laugh at yourself, and if you can, I think you kind of break down that fear barrier.
Yeah, just lower your expectations of yourself.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, everyone wants this really glitz and glamour performance, and you're not. You haven't done this before. You're not a stage performer. You're not a theatre actor. You're not. So, of course, when you present, say, and if you are a newcomer to presenting or anything like that, or talking, you might be a bit wooden. You don't know what to do with your hands. You might be a bit like, the cats are on the mat. Do you know what I mean? But what you have to do, you have to almost put two hats on and put yourself in the customer's seat or the consumer's seat and think about, if I was watching this back, what would I want to do? It's about showing the best version of you. And I think that a good kind of confidence technique that helps me, it might not help everyone, but it's just watching yourself in the mirror. Like, I know it's cliche and I know that people do it and actors do it and stuff, but if you watch your facial movement in the mirror when you deliver a piece of content or anything like that, because your voice can be really, really, really happy, but if you don't tell your face and it doesn't match up, then it doesn't make any sense. So I would say, go to the mirror, watch yourself. Obviously it's going to be in reverse because the mirror flips the position, but and also learn how to kind of inject personality into your words, and when you're delivering things, try not to be too monotone, like add a bit of flavor and a bit of emotion, and you have to be able to drive that people are really wanting to hear from you. So I think that if anyone could do one thing, it would be just to recap: practice, look in the mirror, and also I would say add a bit of personality. Don't take yourself too seriously, and you have a laugh. Like, this generation especially has been kind of managed in a way that everything's online all of the time. Everyone's accessible all of the time. So I think that the best way to do that is to just follow, and honest to God, you'll pick it up after about 2-3 weeks. I mean, yourself, after you've done the first few videos, you're like, cool, right, that's on. And you almost create like a on-camera persona. And I think that that's what people have to realize, because the fear and the nervousness of, oh, what happens if my hair isn't right, or oh, my eye, or that's not my good side, or you have to kind of just just go with it, because when you see all of these like things that are picture perfect and everything's been done,
it just doesn't look real, right? It
doesn't, and it's not an accident. And I think the best things, and in my experience, whenever I watch TV or I consume podcasts, or I'm watching YouTube videos just like yourself, the people that I enjoy the most are the people, I suppose, that are true and honest, and you can see the little blips and the blemishes and this, that and the other, and I think it's cool. I think it's cool, and it's good to just be unique. And
I like what you said, just to be your best self, but also to be yourself. You don't have to put on a mask. Maybe sometimes you have to like talk yourself into being more confident.
Absolutely.
But as you develop, you'll if you just stay yourself, concentrate on your good sides, on your positives, and then you'll grow in the rest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just laugh. You know,
That's right.
it's you know, people are more likely to show you more love and they're common and they'll respond to you if they think that you're trying. And if you overproduce and you overthink things, people know it's really structured and scripted.
Yeah, they can feel it.
And I think, you know, there still has to be a development, a sense of direction, but I think that the best way to deal with it is to just practice. And I think all of these things, and this is why I enjoy doing this the most, is that it gives you so many more personal skills. Like your interpersonal skills, they go up and they go up. And you know, when you start becoming a content creator and you kind of do a few bits and bobs like this, gosh, you can go on you can go talk to anybody about anything. You know, and you never feel out of place, and people are like, wow, you've changed. And it's not that, it's just you've always had it in you, and a lot of people always have it in them, but they let like the environment kind of, you worry. Comparing is probably the worst thing, because you'll watch someone and go, but when you watch, my advice is, when you watch public speakers and when you watch others speak, or you're watching media, try not to compare yourself to them. Try and adopt the skills that they have, and then when you do that, you'll be okay. Because even if you're like copying techniques from, you know, world-renowned speakers or anyone like that, that's okay, because it works. That's the formula. So do that.
Yeah,
but
that's very true.
Don't beat yourself up thinking, I'll never be able to have the confidence that she has. Or he's so good looking, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Just use the formula that they're using, and then people will listen to you by de facto, because that's what works.
And we usually see just the tip of the iceberg. We don't see all the work that those people put into being actors or making other types of content. So I think that's very useful advice.
It's all time. It's all time. Like, you know, you watch people doing pieces to camera, and you think they're fantastic, right? But what you don't realize is they're like 10 years into it. They've been doing it 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. You can't just flick on a camera, present your first bit of thing, and expect to be a newsreader. It's not going to happen. You have to just keep practicing and practicing and practicing, putting it out there, being receptive to feedback, as you said, you know, because that's how you learn. So that's what I would say.
Thanks
anyway,
for that.
I'm getting quite passionate.
No worries. So as a member of Atomy's broadcasting team, what do you find the easiest part of making content and the hardest part?
Okay, so I would say the short answer is the easiest part would be coming up with videos like pieces to camera. So talking head interviews. So for example, interviews with Ruby, who's RMD, or general staff videos. Those are pretty easy, because we have a mutual understanding as a subsidiary that's what we do. You know, you have to put yourself out there, and you know, we are the face of Atomy UK. So, well, we're everything. So, I think the hardest part for me is trying to work out how members like yourself and the wider kind of Atomy universe, if you like, what is it that you want? Are we providing you with the most value? And I think that's what we struggle to kind of understand, because we'll put out one video or one series of images on Instagram or on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and everyone's like, wow, that's really, really great. And then we'll do something similar, or we'll do something that's kind of, you know, in that ballpark, and people will just be like, meh. So I think it's anticipating how people receive our content is the hardest thing. So the best way to do that, and I'm speaking to all members here, and I'm even going to turn to camera and do this, is that if you have any ideas, or if you want us to do anything to help you guys in your journey, just tell us. You know, message on Instagram. You can use the uk@atomy.kr and just tell us the ideas, because the thing is, we don't always, and this is kind of where we get caught out at times, like we have our creative hats on, and we don't always think about the consumer and what the consumer wants. And you know, in as much as, you know, you can learn how to make educational content for others,
Mm-hmm.
you don't always know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
You've
that's
been
what we
asking
put out.
Atomy members about what types of content that they find useful. I think it's great because we can't always read people's minds. Well, we can never read people's minds, so
Yeah.
it's good to do the research. And
It's a two-way street. If we are to really take Atomy further and grow members, help members like yourself create awesome content time after time, not only have we got to help you with the skills and development, and also with us, we've got to continually keep training ourselves to make sure that we raise our production value. We have to be receptive and open to your ideas. So we need people like yourself, and I know that you've provided some great ideas anyway. We just need to take them on board. We just need to take them on board, figure out how to do it, collaborate with you. This whole Atomy business, being an MLM, is all about collaboration. And
Absolutely.
we as the broadcasting team are really trying to show that we have an open door policy pretty much, and no idea is too silly. If you say let's make a 2-hour film, I'll probably say I don't know. We don't really have the budget for that.
well, but even me being on this podcast today just testifies to your openness to members' content.
Absolutely. And I think just to recap, that is kind of the hardest thing, is anticipating what our consumers want. So
Yeah, thanks for that.
yeah, but hopefully you're here and we've spoken, and we've opened the floor online to others to invite feedback and things like that. Hopefully we'll get flooded with ideas, and our social media channels start pinging off, ding ding ding, try this,
Yeah,
can we have this, can we have this, and then wow, you'll get what you want, because we will put in a structure, we'll sit down as a team and we'll develop the idea, we'll even invite you to be a part of it, and I think that way everyone's winning.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that would be my response to that.
Yeah, thank you. That's very helpful.
Good. I think what would be helpful now is if we just go to a short break, and then we'll pick up with the last few questions. But yeah, this has been really, really fun.
The pomegranate. It's no secret that this superfruit is jam-packed with healthy benefits, enriched with antioxidants, vitamin C, and fibre, and yet so hard to eat. This gave us an idea. Jelly. You like jelly. Jelly isn't hard to eat, so if you like pomegranate as much as this and don't want the hassle, we have a solution. Pomegranate fruit jelly from Atomy. Everything you love about pomegranate in an easy-to-eat jelly stick. You'll still reap the benefits of healthy skin, improved heart health, regulated digestion, lower blood pressure, and disease prevention. Just in a simpler format. You'll get a whole 60 of them too. And because our jelly sticks are from concentrate, they're 26 times richer in ellagic acid, the fruit's main antioxidant. Atomy mixed fruit jelly. No quibbles, no fuss, no mess. Sorry, pomegranate.
Okay, welcome back. So we're kind of in the end game now. This is the final bit. Thank you for everyone who's been watching and listening. So, Uliana, talk to me. Right. What would you say is your top tips for members who are in the business or thinking about doing the business?
So probably, since we've been talking about content and social media, first try to learn as much about the company as possible, but not too much. Don't delay the moment when you start being out there and creating your content. So first learning, then planning, and then creating your content. And also don't be afraid to not be perfect in the beginning. We all learn, we all make mistakes, and that's what makes us better. So the faster you start posting something, the faster you'll learn.
Absolutely. Did you learn the business through social media then? Is that how you
Yeah, I learned a lot about Atomy through YouTube, Instagram, and also even the process when I create content, I get ideas from Instagram as well. So it's a great way to learn about Atomy.
Good. So you heard it here first. Watch videos, learn as much as you can, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, or you have to go out and speak to people, don't you? Basically.
And that transition can be quite hard from learning to actually doing something, but that actually is what makes the difference in this business.
Say that again.
You can write it down.
That's right. That's what
Yeah.
makes the difference. No, thank you. Right, I like to play a game with our guests. It's called What's Your Favourite Atomy Product? So, shoot.
Oh, it's a really hard one. Even when I post about Atomy products on Instagram, I feel like writing captions to every product, this is my favorite product. So, but probably my most favorite would be the toothpaste. That's the one that like I can't live without. So toothpaste and toothbrush, they really help me. Even I used to get like sores from sour food, but now I don't have that issue anymore. So yeah, it's really great. And also, of course, Hemohim, I take it every day in the morning. It gives me energy. I've not had any sickness in these past 2 years, so I think it's great. And skincare products, probably the foam cleanser.
Yeah, I knew you would say that. A lot. I know a lot of members, just friends and family of my own, who they can't get over how good the evening care set is.
No, it's simple, it works, and it's just a great product. So foam cleanser and the evening care set in general.
Awesome. Right, well, just before we go, did you want to tell people where they can find you online?
Sure. So I have a YouTube channel. It's called Uliana King, Uliana King. You can find me on YouTube, and also my Instagram page is king.atomy, king.atomy. Yeah, that's me.
Lovely. Yeah, so make sure you go over, guys, and subscribe and like, and if you want to work with Uliana or collaborate, I'm sure you're open to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, make sure you do that. But no, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
No, thank you for having me.
Fun, and I found learning about your journey inspiring and really, really fun to learn.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been really great to be here today, and I hope the members find it useful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. So thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Bye.